Every single time you press that EV mode button on your Toyota hybrid, thinking you're saving gas, you might actually be starting a cycle that wears down your hybrid battery faster than normal driving ever would. It's not a myth, and it's not user error in the way most people assume. It's a setting Toyota built into nearly every hybrid model, from the Prius to the Camry hybrid to the RAV4 hybrid and Highlander hybrid, and almost nobody understands what it's actually doing behind the dashboard. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how this one setting quietly drains your battery on nearly every drive, why Toyota still includes it despite the trade-off, and what you can do to stop the damage before it adds up. Let's get into it. The setting in question is EV mode, the small button usually located near the shifter or center console, marked with the letters E and V. Toyota introduced this feature to let hybrid drivers move short distances using only the electric motor with the gasoline engine completely shut off. It sounds like a pure win. No engine, no fuel burned, silent operation through a parking lot or a quiet neighborhood. And in short bursts, used correctly, that's exactly what it delivers. The problem is what happens after you press it, and how differently most drivers actually use it compared to how Toyota engineered it to be used. Here's the mechanism most owners never think about. A Toyota hybrid battery, whether it's the nickel metal hydride pack found in most Camry, Corolla, and RAV4 hybrids, or the lithium-ion pack used in higher trims and the Prius, is designed to operate within a narrow window of its total charge capacity, usually somewhere between 40 and 80% state of charge. Toyota's hybrid control computer, sometimes called the Power Management ECU, keeps the battery inside that window on purpose. Staying within that range is what allows the pack to last well past 150,000 miles without significant degradation. When you engage EV mode, you're asking the vehicle to pull directly from that reserved buffer instead of blending power the way the system normally does during regular hybrid driving. Do it once in a while for a quiet exit out of your driveway, and the system barely notices. Do it out of habit every single time you start the car, thinking it's the fuel-efficient thing to do, and you're repeatedly pulling the battery toward the bottom edge of that window. Mistake number 1, using EV mode as a default habit instead of a situational tool. This is the single biggest driver of the problem. Many owners discover the button in their first week of ownership, feel good about using it, and start pressing it every time they start the car, assuming more electric driving always equals better efficiency. Toyota never designed EV mode to be a default setting. It's meant for very specific short-range situations, leaving a garage quietly, creeping through a hospital parking lot, or easing out of a neighborhood early in the morning without the engine noise. Used constantly, especially before the battery has had a chance to recharge through regenerative braking or engine assist, the system starts running from a lower state of charge more often than it was built for. Over hundreds of short trips, that habit adds up to measurably faster cycling. And cycling, not mileage, is what actually determines how long a hybrid battery pack lasts. Mistake number 2, activating EV mode when the battery is already low. Every Toyota hybrid has a threshold, and it's built directly into the software. If the state of charge is already low, the system either won't allow EV mode to engage at all, or it allows it briefly before automatically kicking the gasoline engine back on. What most drivers don't realize is that repeatedly trying to force EV mode when the battery is near that lower threshold puts extra strain on the battery management system itself. The pack has to work harder to supply the requested power at a state of charge it's not comfortable operating in, generating more heat inside the battery casing in the process. Heat is the #1 enemy of any hybrid battery, nickel metal hydride or lithium ion. and repeated micro-stress at the low end of the charge window is one of the least visible ways that heat builds up over the life of the vehicle. Mistake number 3. Using EV mode on inclines or during acceleration instead of flat, low-speed driving. Toyota engineered EV mode for gentle, low-load conditions. The moment you ask for real acceleration or climb even a slight grade while in EV mode, the electric motor has to draw significantly more current from the battery to compensate for the missing engine power. On a flat street at low speed, this draw is minimal and well within the battery's comfortable range. On an incline, in stop-and-go traffic, or during any kind of acceleration, the draw spikes. Many drivers don't realize the car will often kick itself out of EV mode automatically in these situations. But by the time it does, the battery has already taken a much harder pull than it would have during blended hybrid operation. Repeating this pattern, engaging EV mode and then immediately accelerating, is one of the fastest ways to accelerate wear on the high-voltage battery pack. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. Mistake number 4. Running the climate control system while in EV mode. This is the part almost nobody connects to battery drain because it feels completely unrelated. When the gasoline engine is off, whether through EV mode or simply because the hybrid system has decided the engine isn't needed, the air conditioning compressor and cabin heater don't just pause and wait. On most Toyota hybrids, the air conditioning compressor is electrically driven, and the cabin heater relies on either a heat pump system or a supplemental electric heating element, depending on the model and climate package. Both of these draw directly from the same high-voltage battery that's already supplying the drive motor in EV mode. Run the air conditioning hard on a hot day while cruising in EV mode, and you're pulling from two directions at once, propulsion and climate control, out of a pack that's already operating below its normal blended range. Owners in hot climates who love using EV mode around town in the summer are, without knowing it, putting some of the highest cumulative stress on their battery pack of any driving pattern Toyota's engineers have documented. Mistake number 5. Forgetting that EV mode does not disable regenerative braking recovery the way people assume. Some drivers believe that once they are in EV mode, the car is somehow more efficient across the board, so they stop paying attention to how they brake. In reality, regenerative braking, the system that captures energy during deceleration and feeds it back into the battery through the motor generator, works essentially the same whether you are in EV mode or standard hybrid mode. What changes is how quickly the battery depletes between those regenerative braking events. If you are accelerating and coasting in EV mode without factoring in that you are spending down the battery faster than usual, you end up in a repeating pattern of deep pulls followed by only partial recovery from braking, rather than the shallow, frequent charge and discharge cycles the system was actually designed around. Shallow cycling is gentle on a hybrid battery. Deep cycling, even when it happens gradually over a drive, is not. Mistake number 6. Relying on EV mode in cold weather without understanding how temperature changes battery behavior. Cold weather already reduces the chemical efficiency of both nickel metal hydride and lithium-ion battery packs, meaning the same amount of stored energy delivers less usable power when temperatures drop. Toyota's hybrid system compensates for this automatically in normal blended mode by leaning more on the gasoline engine until the battery and its surrounding components warm up. When you override that logic by forcing EV mode on a cold morning, you're asking a battery that's already operating less efficiently to deliver power it's not well positioned to provide. This is part of why many owners notice EV mode simply won't engage or disengages almost immediately on freezing mornings. Repeatedly trying to force it in those conditions doesn't damage the car in one instance, but it does add unnecessary strain cycles during the exact conditions when the battery is least equipped to handle them. Mistake number 7, not recognizing that other settings compound the effect of EV mode. Power mode, the throttle setting that sharpens accelerator response for quicker acceleration, and eco mode, which does the opposite by softening throttle input to favor fuel economy. Both interact with how aggressively the hybrid system pulls from the battery. Drivers who switch into power mode while also using EV mode are asking for a contradiction the system has to resolve internally. Quick, aggressive throttle response from a mode that's supposed to be gentle and electric only. In practice, this usually forces the engine to kick in almost immediately, but the brief moment of high current draw before that happens still registers as a stress event on the battery. Understanding that these driving mode settings aren't isolated from each other, and that EV mode works best when paired with eco mode and a light foot, is something Toyota's manual touches on briefly, but most owners skip entirely. Mistake number 8, ignoring the state of charge indicator entirely. Most Toyota hybrids display a battery charge level either on the multi-information display between the gauges or on the center touchscreen, depending on the model and trim. This indicator exists specifically so drivers can make informed decisions about when EV mode makes sense and when it doesn't. The problem is that this display is often buried a menu or two deep, especially compared to how prominently fuel level is shown, so most drivers simply never check it. They press the EV mode button reflexively, without any idea whether the battery has a comfortable buffer to work with, or whether it's already sitting near the bottom of its usable range. Checking that indicator before engaging EV mode takes about 2 seconds and is the single easiest way to avoid every other mistake on this list, because it tells you in real time whether the system actually has room to give you what you're asking for. Mistake number 9, assuming EV mode improves long-term fuel economy more than it actually does. This is less about battery damage and more about the misconception that fuels the whole habit. Independent efficiency testing on Toyota hybrids has consistently shown that the vehicle's own blended hybrid logic, letting the onboard computer decide moment to moment when to use electric power, when to use the gasoline engine, and when to blend both, produces better real-world fuel economy over a full drive than manually forcing EV mode for extended stretches. The hybrid system's algorithm is constantly balancing battery state of charge, engine temperature, and driving demand in ways a human simply can't track in real time. Overriding it with manual EV mode usage, especially outside the short, low-speed situations it was designed for, tends to result in the engine working harder afterward to recover the battery's charge level, which can actually offset or even exceed the fuel savings the driver thought they were gaining in the first place. Mistake number 10, never letting the system return to normal hybrid operation before ending the drive. Some owners get in the routine of using EV mode for an entire short trip, from driveway to destination, without ever letting the vehicle blend back into standard hybrid driving. On longer versions of this habit, repeated over months, the battery spends a disproportionate amount of its operating life at a lower state of charge than Toyota's engineers intended for daily use. The fix isn't complicated. EV mode is meant to be dipped into and released, not held for the duration of a trip. Letting the system automatically transition back to blended hybrid operation, which it will do on its own once conditions call for it, allows the battery to recover through regenerative braking and light engine-assisted charging the way the whole system was designed to function. So here is what ties every one of these behaviors together. EV mode itself is not a flaw, and Toyota did not make a mistake including it. It is a genuinely useful feature when it is used the way it was engineered: short bursts, low speed, flat terrain, and a battery that has room to give. The problem is entirely about habit and awareness. Most drivers press that button because it feels like the responsible, fuel-saving choice, without realizing they are asking the battery to operate outside the comfortable range that keeps it healthy for the long haul. None of these mistakes cause sudden failure. Toyota hybrid batteries are remarkably resilient, and plenty of them cross 200,000 miles, even under imperfect usage patterns. But every one of these habits, repeated drive after drive, year after year, nudges the pack toward earlier capacity loss, reduced electric-only range, and in some cases, an earlier date with a costly battery replacement than the vehicle should have ever needed. Checking that charge indicator before you press the button, saving EV mode for the situations it was actually built for, and letting the hybrid system manage the blending the rest of the time is the difference between a battery pack that quietly outlasts the rest of the car and one that starts showing its age far sooner than it should. If you are enjoying this video, consider watching this one, where I am sharing the exact habits that help Toyota hybrid batteries cross even 250,000 miles without ever needing a replacement.